Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some absolutely breaking news coming out of Washington, D.C. You see, just yesterday afternoon, the House Republican Oversight Committee has just officially referred former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution. That's right, they're asking the Department of Justice to investigate and prosecute Cuomo for lying about COVID-19 death counts and orchestrating a cover-up of absolutely catastrophic proportions. And so, folks, before we really get into all of this, take a look at the report.
There is a new push to prosecute former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, accusing him of lying to Congress about his role in the COVID nursing home crisis. News 4 government affairs reporter Melissa Russo joining us from the newsroom with these late-breaking details. Melissa.
Yeah, Natalie, the House Select Subcommittee on COVID first referred former Governor Andrew Cuomo for criminal prosecution last October after concluding that the former governor had made criminally false statements to Congress about efforts to undercount nursing home deaths. But they say that the Biden Justice Department took no action. So today, they sent that referral again, this time to the Trump DOJ. The subcommittee, controlled by House Republicans, sent a letter to Trump's Attorney General, Pam Bondi, bumping up their claim from last year that former Governor Cuomo had made what they call multiple criminally false statements during transcribed testimony last summer to insulate himself from accountability, they say. They say that he testified that he had no involvement in drafting a controversial state health department report, which was released in July of 2020, dramatically undercounting nursing home deaths. And they say that documents prove that testimony to be false, including emails and drafts that even contain the governor's own handwriting in the margins.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, these allegations against Cuomo aren't just rumors or hearsay. In fact, the White House COVID-19 website right now currently states verbatim, evidence suggests Mr. Cuomo knowingly made false statements to the House Select Committee on numerous occasions about material aspects of New York's COVID-19 nursing home disaster and the ensuing cover-up. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we got him. I think Andrew Cuomo's days as a free man are numbered. The information on the White House COVID website specifically refers to Cuomo's July of 2020 COVID report, which falsely blamed nursing home staff for the massive spike in COVID-related deaths, when in reality, it was actually Cuomo's March 25th directive that forced COVID-positive patients back into nursing homes, which ultimately killed thousands of people. And now we have the irrefutable proof. We have the emails, the staffer testimony, and even Cuomo's personal edits to the report that show he deliberately manipulated the narrative to protect himself from political fallout. So just to be perfectly clear, Cuomo didn't just make a mistake. He made a mistake, lied about it under oath, falsified public health records, and then he tried to cover it up. That is a massive federal crime. Because here's the truth, lying to Congress under oath isn't just unethical, but it's also very illegal. And as you all know, if there is one thing that President Trump's America First agenda stands for, it is law and order. And so now the Republican House Oversight Committee has done their job. They gathered the evidence, they made the referral, and now it's time for the Department of Justice under Attorney General Pam Bondi to finally bring this home. And really, this is about more than just political gamesmanship. This is about the thousands of American families who lost loved ones in New York's nursing homes because of Cuomo's deadly incompetence, and then they got lied to about all of it. And now, folks, the next part of this story is somehow even crazier, but before we move on to that, I want to say real quick that if you guys enjoy the daily news updates, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle here on YouTube. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, guess who's just recently decided to make a political comeback? That's right, Andrew Cuomo. He just recently announced that he's running for the mayor of New York City. So just to be very clear, Cuomo forced COVID patients into nursing homes, lied about it, got caught, covered it up, and now he wants to be mayor of New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the progressive playbook in a nutshell. Fail catastrophically, lie about it, deny everything, and then rebrand yourself as some sort of comeback kid. Well, I have a feeling it's not going to work this time. The Department of Justice referral could absolutely torpedo Cuomo's political aspirations, and frankly, they should. If America First means anything, it means real accountability for the corrupt political class, and Cuomo is the poster boy for that extremely corrupt political class. And you know what's crazy? The House Republicans actually submitted this referral during the Biden administration at the end of 2024. Unsurprisingly, it went absolutely nowhere, but now that President Trump is back in the White House, the game has changed. And I'll tell you what, this referral isn't just about partisan revenge. This is setting a standard. If Andrew Cuomo committed a crime, he should be held to the very same standard that every single Republican has been held to for the last couple years. Let us not forget the insane degree to which all of these radical progressives have attempted to weaponize the justice system to hunt President Trump and all of his supporters. And also, let us not forget that this is the same Andrew Cuomo that the Democrats hailed as a pandemic hero. They gave him a book deal, they gave him a freaking Emmy, and meanwhile, he was falsifying data while New Yorkers were dying. So I'll tell you what, if this referral leads to a prosecution and a conviction, it won't just be a win for truth and accountability, it'll also be a day of reckoning for the entire radical progressive Democratic establishment. It'll send a message that no matter how high up the ladder you are, no matter how friendly the media is to you, if you lie to Congress and the American people, you will be held accountable. Now that President Trump is back in office, long gone are the days when these corrupt progressive politicians get to act with complete and total impunity. Finally, we are seeing consequences for this sort of behavior. And you know what? In my opinion, that is what it means to put America first. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap up, I want to say real quick that I've actually gone ahead and made a community Facebook page where I'll be posting additional news and updates as they relate to all of this. So hey, if you guys use Facebook, check out the pinned comment down below and give that page a follow. But everyone, that is going to be a wrap for today's video, so please go down below and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video while you're down there, and also, like I said earlier, if you guys enjoy the daily news updates, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton. Thank you all very much for tuning in today, and of course, as always, stay safe.